That's not my song. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you everybody for having me. I'm super excited. If those of you who don't have a leadership coach, I implore you to get one. Mike has helped me hone my craft. For those, wait, click. When Mike asked me to share my story, I was kind of surprised because I said, is it really going to be that interesting? And he assured me that it would be. So here I am. Now Mike is telling me. There we go. My story. Okay. By show of hands, how many people are already on a business? Okay. And who wants to start a business? Okay. Great. Well, I've been on both sides. I always wanted to start a business, and now I do own one. So before I go further, just so you know exactly what we do. My Independence at Home is a home care agency. We've been in business almost 5 years now, and what we do is we take care of elderly and adults with physical and intellectual developmental disabilities. So we help them with bathing, getting dressed, medication reminders, things of that nature. So we're able to keep people home on a daily basis. And this is great because people tend to live longer when they're able to stay in their surroundings. Would you agree? Okay. So, have you ever heard of the term born leader? Right? Well, that's not Michael Jackson. That's actually me. Although I could have played for the cover band. I was not a born leader. And I'm of the opinion that your life experiences really lend you to grow into the leader that you want to become. So I'm going to take you on a journey on some of my experiences. 3 things that really impacted me and made me the person I am today are the fact that my father was in the military, that I'm an Army vet, I was a soldier, and I also had a major health crisis. My father was in the military for almost 16 years. So for the first 14 years of my life, we moved every 2 years. So I lived in the United States, a couple of different states throughout the U.S., and I also had an opportunity to live overseas. I actually went to elementary school in the Philippines, and that was an incredible experience. My parents took us off of the Air Force Base in Baguio, and I got to see a lot of the traditional Filipino religious activities that they did. I danced in Tinigaling with my Filipino friends, and I actually lived through 4 typhoons. My sister's back there. She was not alive when I was in the Philippines, but my father said one day, he said, I'm going to take you out in the middle of this typhoon, and you're never going to forget this experience. So, literally, in the middle of a typhoon, my father grabbed me, ran me in the middle of the yard, and I'm standing there, and he said, look up, and it was the eye of the storm. And it's literally something I've never, ever forgotten in my life. So that's one of the things that really impacted me, and just living in different cultures, and that's a positive thing. But on the conversely, on the negative side, living in different situations really put me sometimes in not so happy times. When I lived in Connecticut, I was the only black kid in school. And every day, my mom would send me to walk down the hill to wait for the school bus. And every day for about 2 weeks, the school bus would drive by me. They wouldn't pick me up. Not only would the school bus drive past me, but the kids would yell horrible, hateful things. And I was maybe 11, 10. So as a child, can you imagine having that happen to you every day for 2 weeks? You walk down to the bus stop, you stand there, and the bus keeps going. Eventually, my mother had to help me because the school was saying that I had to walk 2.5 miles to get to my school, which didn't make any sense when the school bus would drive by me every single day. Thankfully, I had a mother that loved me and cared enough for me to make sure that that bus picked me up. They eventually started picking me up, and then I had to take swim class in this same school. The parents had directed their children, if Lisa gets in the pool, you get out. So every time I got in the pool, those kids got out of it. And even to this day, it's something that has really, really struck me, and it hurt. It really, really hurt me. But I knew it wasn't me. Got out of the pool one day, I went to get dressed. They stole my clothes. So here I am, an 11-year-old little girl who had to walk through the entire school, wet, no shoes, no clothes, in a bathing suit, and go to the principal's office and call my mother. And I don't tell that story for sympathy or anybody to feel bad for me. I tell you that story because what I learned there during that time was how to have tough skin. What I learned there was how to not treat people. And as you hear my story, you'll see how I pulled from that strength that I had to have as a little kid who was treated horribly by those kids. How I used that to become the person that I am today. Fast forward, I joined the Army. So I joined the Army. I think I was about 80 pounds, maybe 90. Had to get a weight waiver because I was too skinny. They called me Private Benjamin in basic training. And I remember going to basic training, and physically it was challenging, but mentally, the drill sergeants really tried to get in your head. And I didn't let it. You know why? Because of what those kids had done to me. I had tough skin. Those kids got to me, but the drill sergeant didn't because of what I had learned. So that's the tenacity that I had. So your life experiences will help you grow through your challenges. So fast forward again. I had a stroke in my 30s. I had a major stroke in my 30s. And it was the most frightening thing I've ever gone through. I lost the ability to speak. I lost the ability to walk. There was nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do. I ended up having to have physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy to learn how to do everything over again. My daughter was young. It was a very scary time. But again, I had to pull from my life experiences, the kids that were mean to me, going through basic training, getting through all of that. And that, all of those experiences made me a very well-rounded person. And I think those experiences have helped me become the leader that I am. You're always going to have a path on your life, right? And how many people actually are doing exactly what they thought they were going to do 5 years ago? Nobody, right? Nobody. I wanted to be a veterinarian. Then I said, no, I want to be an attorney. And I really, really wanted to be an attorney. But then, life gets in the way. I got married, I got divorced. I'm not sad about my divorce. I think that's one of the good things. But I got married, I got divorced, had my stroke. So the life that I thought I was going to take, the path that I thought I was going to take, changed completely. And that's a good thing because I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I say that to say, even though you think you might want to do something at one point in your life, it's okay if that direction changes. Just make sure you're passionate about whatever you do. I am 100% passionate about what I do. I love what I do. It's not work for me. It's very surreal to know that every day I get up in the morning, my team is out in people's homes. We're caring for almost 80 people right now. We're helping people get up in the morning. We're helping them get dressed. There's some people that just need companionship. We're also helping people put food on the tables of their families. We employ a lot of people. And this is something I'm extremely passionate about. I remember meeting a young man last year, and we were talking. He asked me what I did, and I told him what I did. And he said, well, I'm thinking about quitting my job because I want to start selling porta potties. I said, porta potties? Well, why do you want to sell porta potties? He said, you can make a lot of money selling porta potties. I said, well, I really think you should do something that you're passionate about. If you're not passionate about selling porta potties, you're not going to be successful. I mean, it's poop, right? I mean, you're really not going to be that successful. So at the end of the conversation, even though I wasn't trying to change his mind, I think I made him think a little bit more about what he was doing. Speaking into existence. my mirror, and I kind of stole that from my sister. I used to have a dry erase board, but the stickies were easier. So I have stickies on my mirror. Those are all of my goals. What I want to do by 2019. What I need to do what I need to do to make that goal. Things I need to stop doing. Things I need to do better. They're all over my mirror. Then when I go downstairs in the kitchen, they're all over my refrigerator. So then I see them again. So when you have a goal, set a path, speak it into existence, have it in the forefront of your mind. That way you'll never forget it, and it'll always be on your mind, so you're always working towards that goal. But always remember that as you grow, your goal is going to what? Your goal is going to grow. Your goal is going to change. So it's a fluid activity all the time. And there's going to be challenges along the way. We've been in business almost 5 years. It hasn't been easy, but you can't be afraid to fail. If you're afraid to fail, you'll stunt your growth. You have to fail and be okay with that, because there's always lessons in failure. And there's going to be lessons in failure in your personal life too. There was a time when I didn't have enough money to feed my daughter. There was a time when I remember coming home and dropping to my knees because we didn't have any electricity, we didn't have any heat. And I did feel like a failure. But you know what I did? I pulled from the strength that I got from those kids. I pulled from the strength that I had to use to get through basic training, to get better from my stroke. So there's going to be failures, but you learn from those mistakes, and that'll keep you going. How many people have children in here? Okay, so you might know the next young lady I'm about to bring on the screen. And I think she puts it in perfect perspective when she says what you have to do when you find yourself in a tough situation.
Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills. When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
Dory, I'm singing.
Swimming when you want to swim.
See, I'm gonna get started now with that song.
Sorry.
Okay, so she's not real, and she's a cartoon, but she's cute, right? Right, so who was that? Dory. Dory, even though that's very simplistic, her message is huge. Because no matter what happens, no matter what obstacles you face, you have to just keep swimming, right? There's going to be a breakthrough. There's absolutely going to be a breakthrough. So just keep swimming. Now, fingers crossed that this works. Keon, one of my team. So we talked about always speaking it into existence, having your goals, making sure you see them all the time. And a goal is really not beneficial if you don't have discipline. And I love Jim Rohn. And his quote is, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. So if you have a goal and you don't work towards meeting that goal, and you don't set a path to make sure that you're moving in the right direction, it's pretty much worthless, right? Always know where you came from. A lot of people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. I wasn't, obviously, from my story and my afro. You know, I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. But I've always remained humble. And as a leader, I think it's really important to a successful company to remember where you came from. Always remain humble. For me, because I had to work so hard to get to where I am right now, my independence at home means the world to me. If you had told me 20 years ago that I'd be standing here, I'd tell you you're crazy. But I've always remembered where I came from, and it's a great place. When you build a team, sometimes that's the most difficult thing to do. It's hard to find good people, you know? And your superstars, the ones that you think are going to be phenomenal, sometimes they're the ones that let you down. And then the ones that you don't think are going to be your superstars blow your mind. You're like, who are you? You know? When you're building a team, it's important that you make sure that they understand how important they are to you and your success. I can tell you that my independence at home would not be where we are if it weren't for my team. I have a phenomenal group that surrounds me in the office, and we have more than 100 employees that are out in people's homes on a daily basis. And our success is only because of the way that we work together. So I try very hard to make sure that they're recognized. I worked in corporate America for 12 years. 12 years. So I know how it is to come to work and sometimes not feel appreciated. So I make sure that we do that. And also be fair. Be fair to your team. If somebody seems like they're slacking or if they're coming in late to work, don't jump to conclusions. Ask them. And most importantly, listen. Because you never know what someone is going through. I had a young lady who ended up bringing her son to work. And normally that's an automatic termination. You cannot bring your children into people's homes. But I said, well, let me give her a call because she's never done something like this before. So I called her and I said, why would you bring your son to work? You know you can't do that. Well, Miss Lisa, I didn't want to miss work because I wanted to turn in my timesheet because I need to get paid so I can feed my son. And I said to her, don't ever do that. If you're struggling like that, the last thing I want you to do is not feed your son. And I sat her down and I told her, I've been there. I've been in a situation where I couldn't feed my daughter. So never would I allow you to go through that. Brought her into the office, did not terminate her, gave her some money to feed her son. So it's important to listen because like I said, you never know what people are going through. Be approachable. Be approachable but not weak. Make sure your team respects you. Have an open door policy. Allow them to come in and give you ideas. And listen to their ideas. Don't just tell them that it's okay to come to you and it goes in one ear and out the other. Really listen to their ideas because sometimes, and I can tell you, the team that I have, they're a lot younger than I am, although I'm not telling my age, but they're a lot younger than I am, they're more innovative than I am, and they've helped me take my independence at home to a new level. Lead by example, always. I try to be a shining star for my team. I hope that one day one of them are standing on the stage themselves and talking about leadership because they all have it in them. And just last week, we had visitors coming to the office from the state, and I was sweeping out the bathroom, so with a dustpan. So roll your sleeves up. Always remember to be part of the team. This is something that my team gave to me right before I was going to do this presentation a few days ago. And these are the words that they all came to with respect to how they see me as a leader. Humble, noble, diligent, passionate, efficient, motivating, confident, and supportive. And I really got emotional when I saw this because given my background and given my experiences and my challenges, to know that somebody sees me, the little girl with the afro that was mistreated in Connecticut, that had a stroke, that struggled in basic training, to know that somebody right now sees me this way is amazing. It's just amazing, and it's the best feeling in the world. So, and I'm running out of time. I did have a video, but we're going to skip that because I'm only down to 1 minute and 24 seconds. I don't want the Sandman to come out and pull me off. But in terms of the fruits of our labor, we work really, really hard. I'm super proud of everybody that's on our team. One of our accolades is we were named Minority-Owned Small Business of the Year for East of Pennsylvania by the Small Business Administration. Congressman Evans wasn't going to tell you about it, but we're going to skip him because I'm running out of time. And these are some of the things, some of the other accolades that I'm really proud to have. And we're going to be featured in Oprah Magazine and Entrepreneur Magazine in November. So please look for us there. So that's something that was just amazing when I got that phone call that they wanted to feature us. So I'm humbled that they want to do that. Super excited. Can't wait for that to come out. And if there's anything I can leave you with, it's this. And I truly believe this. Don't focus on doing something that makes you wealthy. Focus on something that makes a difference. Trust me, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Trust me. Your blessings will come. I'm a testament that your blessings will absolutely